lot of people feel. It's like a lot of people feel like life happens to them, and that they are somehow, you know, kind of the passive bystander or the innocent bystander, and just things occur without understanding the big picture. The more one is able to kind of step back, you can kind of get a sense of the cause and effect, and how your own soul is playing into the mix, meaning that which is happening to you, as I said before, is part of a larger story. Very often that larger story begins in previous lifetime circumstances or in the collective history of people. But there's always a larger story in terms of what is happening to you. You see, and so the more that you understand about the larger story, the more of a sense of leverage and control that you, on a personal level, can experience in your life. You see, so when you have that understanding, the sense of being a victim, you know, the sense that stuff happens to you, you know, it's just like walking along very innocently, and then just this horrible thing just sort of happened, just sort of jumped out at me. That sense begins to evaporate. You see, that's the kind of change that is possible with self-awareness, you know, with self-reflection. These are the benefits. These are the good things that come to you when you have this understanding of yourself on a soul level.
Now, what is the point of meditation, and how is it helpful to me in my life?
The value of meditation is that it's like meditation is this classical way that is found in all of the traditions of history to have an encounter with your own soul, with the depth of your own being. And meditation allows you to be able to cultivate that calm center in your being that allows you to engage in your life from a place that brings you success. It allows you to actually have that free will, those choices that that we talk about. It actually allows that divine nature to emerge, that divine nature to come to the fore. And so what meditation does on a practical level is that it allows you to experience and be your larger self.
So there's this idea that we don't know where we're going until we know where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
So will you tell me a little bit about where we come from? Where do we come from?
We are essentially souls that spring from an infinite source. We as human beings have the spark of the divine, which is the spark of original awareness. And so this is where we come from spiritually on a soul level. We also come from the collective history of our genetics as well. So it's like original source, that spark of the divine, which finds a genetic reality that can carry it through in three dimensions, so that we have an experience of being conscious, sentient human beings on this planet. This, in a kind of a thumbnail, is basically kind of where we come from. But this is very important to know because it shows us the nature of the journey and the nature of where we can return to. You see, just as we come from an infinite source, we will also return to that place of transcendence, the place of unity and union and harmony with all things. So very often what we call the spiritual journey is this process of being that spark of the divine that comes into being, has experiences, you see, and then learns and discovers its divinity, you see, through observation, through meditation, through reflection, through processing of experience. Eventually, one discovers the reality of the original spark and begins to follow it back, you see. So in a sense, we are all kind of on that journey. You're all taking that path. And so this is what we have in common. And I think this is very, very good news, that within the center of the being of each one of us is that connection, is that commonality, is that divinity. It's a very wonderful thing to realize. And one of the things that I do is help people find that, help people let that be real in their life, in their experience, so that the sense of stepping into a more transcendent and larger sense of yourself and your possibilities becomes real, becomes something that you can experience, that re-emergence into the fullness of your divine nature, your larger self.
So there's a lot of talk about living in the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
And modern psychology often tells us that a lot of our problems lie in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I be in the past or in the present in the same moment? Or how can I know when I'm dwelling too much in the past?
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, that's an excellent question, because human beings, as we go through this journey, one of the things that we discover is the largeness of our soul, the fact that we exist in multiple dimensions, meaning that there's an aspect of us that is kind of living in that past or the past life, or are experiencing early formative experiences. There's an aspect of us that is existing in the future, So there's an aspect of us that is part of our ancestral family makeup too, and these are all aspects